The president put forth a mighty Obamacare spin effort yesterday. You'd have to give him credit for trying to salvage a law that only one of every 9 Americans think is actually working. But I don't think condescending to Obamacare's victims was the best approach for him to take. Consider this cringe-inducing assertion. Americans who already had health insurance, quote, may not know that they've got a better deal now under Obamacare than they did, but they do. In other words, he knows what's best for you, so quit complaining. It's the very mindset that led this partisan law being forced through over the objections of the American people in the first place. It's the very mindset that said it was okay to cut a few corners, tell a few white lies, to sell the country a law it didn't want. So what? The Obama crowd seems to think if Americans couldn't keep the plans they had and liked, so what? So what, Obamacare's defenders must reason, if Americans see costs rise after being told they'd fall. Consider some of the things we've heard from top Democrats. Obamacare has been wonderful for America. None of the predictions about how Obamacare wouldn't work have come to pass. The implementation of this is fabulous. We've heard all of that from Democratic leaders. These are the kind of things that raise your blood pressure all across America. But quotes like these betray more than just a certain incongruence from reality. They also signal a party that's lost confidence in the force of its own arguments, one that seems more intent on reassuring itself than convincing others. Consider the disastrous rollout. Many Americans won't forget the crashing websites, the hours on hold, the instructions to fax in their applications, while at the same time seeing reports of Obamacare contractors sitting idle, waiting for work to come through the door. The White House tried to spin it all away as nothing more than a glitch, just a glitch on the website. But the American people knew it pointed to a broader systemic challenge in an unworkable law. Consider the many pro-Obamacare states that launched exchanges with great enthusiasm. Of the 17 original Obamacare exchanges, some have failed outright, and half of those that remain are struggling financially. So the truth is this: Obamacare never had a website problem. It had an Obamacare problem. I'm asking Obamacare's defenders in the White House and in Congress to redirect their efforts away from the spin and toward the reality instead. We all know that Obamacare is a law filled with broken promises, higher costs, and failure. So let's work together to start over with real health care reform instead. That's the kind of health care outcome that actually would be fabulous for our constituents. It's something that really would be, quote, wonderful for America. And it's what we can work together to achieve once Washington politicians move past the failure of Obamacare.